How you like them fucking apples, America?
Alright, 1-3, we're right behind you, about 1 mile, starting to climb.
When our nation called, Marines were there to defend her.
U.S. officials increasingly worried by the hour.
But our enemies now pose an ever-growing threat to America and our way of life.
Another U.S. Navy warship now in place tonight off the coast. About 250 Marines.
The Marine Corps must be prepared to fight and win. Tonight, Marines around the world proudly celebrate 246 years of defending our great nation. Our warrior lineage and the battles that have been fought and won across generations have become legend. Throughout the centuries, the Marine Corps' relentless pursuit of excellence is unchanged. We are still made from the same grit and steel, with the same moral instincts and the same unending will to fight. Marines remain physically, mentally, and emotionally tough, forged in the crucible to overcome fear and adversity. In these ways, the Corps and the lifelong faith we place in each other is proudly unchanging.
This is as close as we can get to the base of the World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI agents, and you can see the two towers. A huge explosion now raining debris on all of us. We better get out of the way!
On the 11th day of September 2001, our country was attacked.
And the people who knocked these buildings down will hear all of us soon.
Like the attack on Pearl Harbor 60 years before, that day changed everything.
Our Marines have fought and won in hostile places like Anbar, Sangin, Fallujah, Helmand, Mosul. We earned our reputation as an elite counterinsurgency force, but that remains only a part of who we are.
After 5 days of heavy fighting, Marines raised our beloved American flag on top of Mount Zerbachi.
What Marines are, what Marines have always been, is amphibious warfighters. And the changing battle now requires us to return to our origins, relying on foundations built by the Marines that came before us. The Marine Corps' identity remains the same. Our infantry battalions will remain at the center of what we do, and the Marine and their rifle will continue to be one of the deadliest weapons on the battlefield. But being ready now requires us to return to the seas and shores of maritime terrain.
The history of the Marine Corps is marked by a series of paradigm shifts, and this is one of them. The hard-won lessons of Iraq and Afghanistan and the blood Marines have shed there will not soon be forgotten. We're using the lessons of our past combined with the weapons of the future to reimagine our warfighting capabilities through continuous adaptation and experimentation.
Marines around the globe, Marines like you, are a vital part of this effort. Your ideas, your feedback will be key to moving the Marine Corps into the future and ensure that we will continue our legacy of winning battles.
And to the Marines who have served our nation and returned home to continue to fight and win battles of a different kind in their own communities, we thank you.
As Marine brothers and sisters, Semper Fidelis is a pledge that we promise to live by. The work of our Marine veterans is a living testament to the faith Marines keep with each other, with our Corps, and with our country. The next generation of Marines may operate differently and in different places than the Marines who wear the Eagle Globe and Anchor today. But they will join a long and proud heritage of Marine fighters who have never turned from a threat, never turned from an enemy. We will always remain most ready when our nation is least ready, because we must protect our shores and we must protect our citizens. it's still going to be the Marines who defend this nation.
Semper Fidelis, and happy birthday, Marines.
Stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet, stone vet. The stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet, the stone vet. I hit the ground running.
What's up, guys? Sergeant G here from the Stone Vet USMC. Happy birthday. You know it is. You know it's the best birthday in the entire world today. Today, November 10th. You guys don't even know what happened November 10th, 1775, do you? Not even the slightest clue. People wonder, why are Marines so damn crazy? What's the chaos behind it? It's because a couple of guys went in a bar and said, hey, let's start a gun club, man. You know, I'm super excited to be here with you guys, man. It's my birthday, man. It's mine and Gunny's birthday. It's our birthday. This is one of the biggest days of the year for us. I mean, yeah, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas. Those are all great, but the Marine Corps birthday is very significant for us jarheads, dude. Like, the history of 246 years ago, the history of our foundation was made today, dude. And that's one of the biggest things we talk about is history, our history that we have as the oldest branch, dude. I mean, yeah, you got the Army, but I mean, the Army don't teach them history like they teach us, like Dan Daly and Chesty Puller and freaking John A. Lejeune and all them crazy. Yeah, Gunny knows. He's like, oh yeah, I remember those guys. That's one of the things they instill in us. And in boot camp, that's one of the biggest things is history, just to make us be like, I want to be a Marine. Because when we go to boot camp, we're not soldiers, we're not airmen, we're not Navy, we're not whatever. We're none of that. We're recruits. And we don't become Marines until they put that EGA in our hands, wherever they put it in our hands at, whether it's on the parade deck, on top of freaking Mount Motherfucker, or wherever the hell you guys are at. That's when we become Marines. And that's, you want to talk about tears in your eyes. I know I got tears in my eyes when they put that EGA in my hand as a fucking 17-year-old little kid. You know, so I don't know about you, Gunny, but I know that's what they did for me, man. I got tears in my eyes when I did that, you know. I want to give a huge shout out to Happy Place Hemp, dude. Like I tell you guys, the holidays are upon us. They're still here. They're still with us. They're still our sponsor here for the Stone Vet USMC. Go over to Happy Place Hemp, pick you up some freaking gummies, some flour at 25% off, dude. You guys can't beat that, man. You guys see the banner. I put the banner up there. When you go to checkout, check out VTT 25% off, and you get 25% off your entire purchase, dude. That's a hell of a deal. That's better than your veteran discount, to be honest. I mean, you get 10% here and there, but I mean, when you get 25% off on your product, you can't go wrong, dude. I'm super excited for them to be my sponsor here, dude. Keep going over there. Keep using the code. Don't be scared to use it. You got any questions, reach out to me. I'll help you out in any way I can, man. I'm super excited on this Marine Corps birthday. 246 years ago, we took a foundation and said we will defend this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, dude. We will defend this country, not Congress, not politics, not politicians, this country, this great American country that we live in, man. Gunny here. Gunny. If you guys don't know, Gunny's an E7. That's what a Gunny is in the Marine Corps. Gunny Estely. Gunny Estely is an awesome man. He actually created a book. I don't know if you guys can see that. Born in a Bar, The Untold Stories of Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. I'm super excited to read this book. This guy's stories from all kinds of generations that have served in our beloved Corps. Is that right, Gunny?
That's it. I wanted to get as many stories as I could from every different station, MOS, that would be submitted.
Absolutely. So Gunny took it upon himself. How long? So if you guys don't know, I did an episode with Gunny not too long ago when he first started putting this book together. And here it is, Gunny. Super excited from the last episode that we shot from you putting it together. Look, it's legit. He put it together. It's an actual fucking book, guys. It's super cool because this is one of the things, man. This is an awesome book. This is one of the things. Gunny sent me over some excerpts, and I'm gonna have him read some of it to you. I'm gonna have him read over what he sent over to me, so you guys can get an understanding of this book, man. And don't worry about it. He's also got a shirt. It's not this one. This is like the original. Nobody has this but me. Gunny made this for me. Nobody else has the same shirt as
you.
This.
And me are the only people that actually have that shirt.
And have this one. Gunny actually went over with Clint over at Gruntworks and created this beautiful shirt right here. Born in a Bar. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. I'm waiting on mine to get here. Like you guys know, everything with the supply chain and the way everything's going, everything's taking forever to get to you. I got my shirt on order. It'll be here. I'm super excited, but then I'll have two. But you see this one? This is awesome. I love this one. I love how this one looks, dude. They both look awesome, man. I'm super excited for this book. I mean, Gunny, you had a dream when you started doing this, right? Well, why don't you tell people a little bit about what your intent was when you started this?
So, I mean, this book actually started about 10 years in the making. Right when I was getting out of the Marines, my best friend, we used to go out all the time, and we used to joke about writing a book about all the dumb shit that we did. And I never really had a why. Like, why would anybody read this book about the dumb, drunken stupidity shit that I did?
Right.
Why? And the why came to me over the last year and a half, with everything with COVID, and we really saw, you really start seeing the 22 a day.
Right.
And, I think, for most of us, we don't really, it's there, you hear about it. We have all these, CVTs that we have to take all the time. We have all these, meetings that we have to sit down to, and it doesn't really hit you until someone, becomes part of the 22. And over the last year and a half, we lost 5 friends to the 22. And right. One of my former Marines, we were talking about a story that happened in San Antonio. And it just kind of created like this whole wave of phone calls between a couple other Marines and myself, just laughing and talking about the same story and the same stuff that we would do. And it kind of hit me there. And I was like, if my drunken stupidity can make people laugh and make phone calls happen like it did, then maybe this is my why. If I can,
right.
Put something into a book and I didn't want this to be just about me. I really wanted it to reach out to other people and get their stories, because Marines, I mean, and really any branch, we're all the same. We have the same stupid mentality of drinking, maybe not to the level the Marines do, but I just figured, what, if I can write this and I can make people laugh and I can, get them to reach out to their buddies that they served with. Some of these stories are, from Thailand and Okinawa. So people reading this that like yourself, that's been to those areas, you're going to read this and you'll be like, holy shit, I know exactly where he's talking about. I know this bar. I know this, and
absolutely
that might get you to reach out to one of your friends that you haven't talked to in a while, that maybe you served with in Okinawa or, wherever,
right,
and do a buddy check. Right.
No, absolutely.
And that was kind of why I started this book. And it kind of went from there. You look at anybody serving in a stressful career, active duty, reserves, any branch, law enforcement, fire department, any first responders, anybody has that stress. We all have trouble talking about it. For me, I've had my own stresses that I could never really talk. I've never really talked to anybody about, and always use humor, as my coping mechanism.
Absolutely.
So, I think many of us do that. So that's what this was, hoping that, I could make people laugh, and then reach out to their friends to do a buddy check and, go from there.
No, absolutely, brother. I mean, that's our biggest goal. That's the biggest thing. That's why I do the show, right? Because we always talk about the 22 a day that we lose, right? And we know it. We know it. Everybody knows. I mean, 5-year-old kids walking around know there's 22 veterans that take their life every day, and everybody understands that, And having this book, like, I mean, Gunny sent me a couple of excerpts from it. I'm like, this shit's hilarious, dude. Like, you can really, I mean, if you ever served in the military, you guys understand. You guys know the crazy ass stories that happen, dude. Like, and it's great what Gunny's doing. I mean, he found his purpose, dude. This is the biggest struggle that we have when we get out of service. Like, what's our purpose? What do I do? What do I do now? How do I do this? How do I do that? Right? Or what am I supposed to be doing? Or how am I supposed to be doing this? Or how am I supposed to be doing that? And I'm like, that's one of the struggles we have. But that's why I bring great freaking brothers and sisters on the show, because they found their purpose doing something, and maybe it might inspire you to do something. You know what I'm saying? Gunny's got to meet a couple of people who are becoming authors. I mean, you just met Trip. He's another jarhead. He's got a couple of books out there, some crazy ass books, but he's an author. He's got a couple of books out there as well, And Alexis as well. Alexis, she's got a book coming out similar to how you're doing it. And so that's why I was like, I mean, we have authors. People are authors, We don't think about it. That's one of the things that you said, like, who the hell wants to listen to these stories? But it's like you said, you don't want these stories to die with them because you could be like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like when you read it, you reminisce. Like, I remember that place. Yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, I can remember that chaos that happened there during that time, man. Which is great. You know what I'm saying? And for it to be Marine Corps birthday, today's a Marine Corps birthday. A lot of guys don't understand. You guys are probably, if you live in a Marine Corps town, you guys already know it's going to be crazy. And hell, even if you live in any other town and then you see a bunch of Marines running around, you already know chaos is about to happen. That's just the way we are, dude. It's our holiday. This is the biggest holiday of the year for us. I mean, you got 4th of July, you got Christmas, you got New Year's, da da da. Those are all great, dude. But you guys don't understand the history that has been instilled into our minds and our bodies as to why we're Marines, why we are Marines. We're not former Marines. We're not used to be Marines. We are Marines, downright. That's just the way we are. And that's the way we'll always be. You can go all the way back. I mean, it's getting older now, but World War II all the way to today. Marines are Marines. We are your basic riflemen. We are the guys you send into combat. It's like I was reading an article by my brother Rick Tucker. He posted. He's like in the Marine Corps boot camp they teach us history. Gunny remembers history every damn day. It's something new, some kind of history. Hundreds upon hundreds of years of history that the Marine Corps has done throughout the world. You know, from Tripoli to Montezuma to Iwo Jima to Belleau Woods, history, man. I mean, and they instill it over and over again. You start reading your leadership traits, your freaking all kinds of different. There's just a lot of history in the Marine Corps, and a lot of people don't understand that. But that's why I'm proud to call myself a Marine. I hear people, oh, he's a former Marine. I said, what the fuck is a former Marine? I don't know if Gunny's the same way, but I get, what the fuck's a former Marine? I don't know what the hell that is. You might be a former airman, you know what I'm saying? But there are no former Marines, dude. Like, and I think that's what makes us different from everybody else is that we instill that leadership. That leadership is instilled in us. That's why we want to be corporals, we want to be sergeants, we want to be staff sergeants, we want to be gunnies, we want to be leaders because of the history that was put there before us, you know? Which is great, man. And that's why I'm super glad to have another jarhead here on this wonderful birthday, dude. 246 years. If you guys don't know, you guys probably need to call somebody and find out about it.
Listen, I look forward to the Marine Corps birthday, all year long. We're already planning for next year, what we're doing. Like my birthday, I could really care less, man, but it's not like the Marine Corps birthday. Like we treat it extremely special.
It is. Absolutely, bro. You're absolutely right. I'm the same way too. I'm like, my birthday, Marine Corps birthday. Okay. Let's get together. Let's do something. Let's get a couple of people together. I don't care. We hanging out in somebody's house. I don't care. We got to come together, dude. Because I mean, during that time, regardless if you've ever deployed or you've lost your brothers, like you said, you've lost brothers to 22 a day. You lost brothers over there across the pond. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we're still here and we're still together, dude, it means a lot. It's a very important, dude. Like a lot of people don't understand that, but this is why we always have each other's backs. We're always taking care of each other. As jarheads, that's one thing we do the best is make sure that each other's taken care of. That's just one of the leadership traits that we were instilled with, man. Which is great. So I'm super excited. Like I said, man, 246 years, guys. If you guys don't know, you guys really need to go call somebody and find out why are Marines as crazy as they are. Why do they go buck wild on November 10th every year? Why are they always tearing up my town every November 10th?
Yep.
Because like Gunny, you got a big there's a big party in Philadelphia. Is that right?
That's right. Tomorrow morning kicks off at 1000 hours in Philadelphia, not far from the original site of Ton Tavern. Cookies they've been doing it for 20, 25 years. We've been going now for the past 10. But yeah, it's a great way to get together with another 1,000 Marines that come down there, and we all drink and we have fun. Philadelphia Police Department shuts down three streets of us for us to party. They usually do a helicopter flyover, which is pretty special. But it's great. We do the whole cake cutting and the whole ceremony, and everything goes along with it. It's a great opportunity if anybody's in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware area, and you haven't been there. You don't know what you're missing out on. It's a great day.
That's outstanding. I'm gonna have to make my way up there one of these years. I'm trying to do something here in Oklahoma. I'm gonna probably next year. I'm gonna try to get together and try to raise some funds and get something big going on here. Hopefully by that time, the federal legalization of cannabis will be done, and we don't have to worry about it. And I'm gonna just have a giant smoke fest, dude. You're gonna see it live from the Stone Vet USMC, and people are gonna want to know, why are you the #1 Marine podcast in the world? Let me show you why. This is exactly why. Because the camaraderie, dude. Just to be able to shoot a live video and having a bunch of jarheads just hanging around, just enjoying the time together, reminiscing about the good days. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like I tell you guys, a lot of you guys ask, do you miss the core? I don't miss the core. This is what I miss. My brother here. Having my brother to my left and my right whenever I need him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I miss. I miss being there with them at all costs, dude. Like, that's one of the biggest things. It's like I say, I don't miss the circus, but I miss the clowns, dude. It's just plain and simple. That's one of the biggest things we struggle with. You know what I'm saying? And for you to be able to write this book and give us a little bit of like, oh, okay, this is gonna help me get through the day. You know what I'm saying? So like I was telling Gunny earlier, why don't you go ahead and just go ahead, that email you sent me, go ahead and read a little bit, read it to these guys. Read it to these guys so you guys can get an understanding about this book and what to expect. He's got a hell of a story in here, dude. Like, seriously.
So the story that you're referring to, which is really this story started back in boot camp.
Don't start with the story yet. Start with that first piece that you told me about. I guess it was like your editor's note at the beginning.
My
start with that.
note.
Start with that. The editor piece, the editor or whatever you want to call it. The writer's note. I don't know how you guys call that shit. The writer's note. Start with that and then go into the story, so you guys get an understanding of why it's important to get out there and buy this freaking book, dude. I'm telling you, it's super exciting. Especially to have it before the Marine Corps birthday, for the Marine Corps birthday. I'm so glad, dude. This came.
My editor, I had a friend who jumped onto the project pretty early and shared one of my stories with, and she said, hey, you know what, I would love to take this on for you. And I kind of explained to her a little bit, this is going to be a little bit different because these are bar stories. You know, this isn't your typical, writing a professional piece, not in the least.
Right.
And I sent her one of my stories and she called me like in tears. And she's like, this is the funniest thing I've ever written. I would love to be part of this. So, it was difficult because she's a civilian. She's never, had anything to do with the military. So there was a lot of jargon that we use that we really, had to change around a little bit so that it's still understandable for anybody who picks up the book, or at least in the most part. So she, when she posted on her page, and I'm probably going to use this on a blurb. I'll have to update the back cover and use it on there. All right. But here's what she says, right? So this is my editor. These are not the tales of bravery and gallantry. These are the tales of macho military humor, chock full of alcohol-induced stupidity, more strippers than I can count, and so much random sex that I feel like I need a shot of penicillin just reading it. It's not politically correct by any means, but it is hilarious regardless. Right. So that's from my editor. So I think I may have to use that as my blurb on my back cover.
Right.
Yeah.
That's and just so you guys know, like, these are stories from Marines from around the world, dude. Like, this is great, dude. I'm super excited for the. I'm super excited to delve into this book and actually just read the stories, dude. Like, what's going on, man. But yeah, go ahead and tell these guys. Give them a little piece of it. Tell that little story about what's her name, Jenna from the Navy. Yeah.
So my best friend from high school, who I said we kind of came up with this born in a bar book stories, lived with me. When he graduated college, I was in the Marines for 4 years, got out, joined the reserves, and we were both living together. And I had just gotten divorced, my first wife, and I started seeing a girl that I had met online. Her name was Jenna. She was in the Navy, stationed in Norfolk, and we would just have our casual hookups every once in a while, find a hotel room, wherever. And she called me up one night, getting ready to deploy, and she was home. She happened to be from a town that was like right next to where I was living, where I grew up. And so of course we went out, right? I'm not gonna say no. Right. It's pre-deployment. Let's go.
Right. And you already know. You guys know about pre-deployment. You already know how crazy it can get.
So a bunch of us went out, and we were drinking at my local bar that I, frequently have gone to. So we were there till probably about 2 a.m. when they were getting ready to close. At this point, we were pretty much all over each other. making out on the bar in the car. We get back to her house, and I've never been there before, so it doesn't really even dawn on you at this point. You're 25. I think I was 25 years old at the time, and my mind is sex, and that was it.
Right.
We could have been walking into a crack house. I had no idea. we walk in the door, we're slamming the doors, ripping off clothes, make it up to her room, slam her bedroom door, mirror falls off the wall, crashes, it's all over the floor. This is one of those, just sex sessions where we were loud, we were knocking shit over, we were drunk, right? The next morning you wake up, the bed's in the middle of the room, nightstands, everything's knocked off of it. The bed is soaked, right? So the first thing you're going to do is just make sure, like, did I pee myself? Like, I hope not. Right. Doesn't smell like pee. There's no throw up. I guess, must have been a beer or whatever.
Right.
So I walk down the stairs, right? And I'm putting on my boxers. My jeans are still on the couch from where they, were taken off. And I'm kind of looking around. I'm still kind of drunk, and I'm looking around, and I notice on the wall coming down her stairs are like family portraits. Right now, I love my family, but in my house, my apartment, I don't have pictures of my family. Right. I just don't. And it dawned on me at that moment, like, oh my God, this is her parents' house. Right. So what in this moment, and in this book, I'll take you back to boot camp. While I was in boot camp, we had a drill instructor, Sergeant Davis, who used to tell us these just outlandish stories. Like, we would, be laying there on the rack and just laughing ourselves to sleep, being like, no fucking way. Like, there's no way this fucking shit happens. Right. Well, one night he told us this story about a Marine. I'll just say it was a Marine. I don't remember if it was him or somebody else, but he picked up a girl at a bar, went back to their house, had sex with her. And the next morning he's sitting there putting on his boots, and her two kids are sitting at the kitchen table eating cereal, watching cartoons. Right. And at that moment, I'm thinking about my drill instructor and his story. And I'm like,
you're like,
oh my fucking God. Like, I can't believe I'm sitting here in this situation. And then her mom is in the kitchen, and I hear her, holding this milk jug that we were just, drinking out of a couple hours before. And she's like, are you ready for breakfast? And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, still trying to get dressed, still trying to, put myself together. My shirt's ripped, the buttons are ripped off of it. And, you just in that situation, like, oh my God. So of course, like, I couldn't stay for breakfast. There's no way at this point that I was going to be able to look at her mom.
Mama heard everything last night.
Oh God. And her dad, I think her brother was there at the time, like the younger brother. So, Jenna came over, and you could just tell, like, she was red, like, like, give her a quick kiss. And I was like, oh, I'll call you later. So I get out to my truck, and I'm like getting ready to drive home, and I had to pull over because I was laughing so hard that I was crying. I just couldn't see, to drive. And that was, that's the first story in this book that kind of brings it into the, untold stories of Uncle Sam's misguided children. But yeah, that was a fun night. And I love that story. My best friend, Dave, he lived with me at the time. So he's lived through that story, and, that kind of kicked us off on this book and what it would become.
Man, that's awesome, brother, because everybody knows if you guys served active duty military, regardless what branch you were in, especially Army and Marine Corps, we the craziest SOBs out there, dude. You guys can relate to a story like that. Like, oh, I remember my time. I did that once. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? For you to be sitting there, you remember that. You remember your boot camp, your drill instructors, because our drill instructors, they're all crazy as hell. For whatever reason, they have crazy ass stories like that. You're like, that can't happen. And then you're sitting there like, all right, I see it. That can't happen. That can't happen, which is great, And so so for you guys that don't know, these are the type of stories that are in this book. It's the stories like this from Gunny. Gunny was able to gather these stories from all Marines from all over the world, dude, that have served in our beloved Corps, dude. Like I said, today's a Marine Corps birthday, dude. Get up there and call your Marines. I know you guys know Marines. You guys know your jawheads. Call them and wish them a happy freaking birthday. That's the biggest things. If you call them or text them, say happy birthday, devil. Plain and simple, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us are like, don't call them devils. A lot of people are like, why you calling me devil? I like it. Call me devil. It came from freaking Belleau Woods. You guys don't know. It came from the French at Belleau Woods, dude. That's what they called us, devil dogs. That's what we are, devil dogs. Because we got them rabies and we don't care. We gonna come after you, you know. But that's what I'm saying, dude. Today is a memorous, very memorous memorial. It's our Memorial Day, dude. It's our day. It's the Marine Corps birthday. It's what we strive on every year. It's November 10th. Like Gunny said, yeah, I got my birthday, but I'm not worried about that one. November 10th. That's the birthday I'm worried about because, they instilled that into our bodies. When you become a Marine, dude, the pride that we have, my wife's like, you guys are some cocky SOBs. I said, no, we're prideful SOBs. Yeah. We're prideful. We're not cocky, we're prideful. We take a lot of pride in being Marines. Why? Because of our ancestors that have fought for that freaking title, United States Marines. Those people who put their life on the line. I mean, August 26th, we lost 13 brothers and sisters, dude, because of ignorance. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here today, being able to do a show with you guys today. You know, in remembrance of those brothers and sisters. That's why we celebrate November 10th. It's for those people who sacrificed their life for us to be here in a free country, to be able to go and celebrate and reminisce about their lives that they gave for our country, dude. That's what it's about, right, Gunny? That's what it's about.
That's what's right.
It's celebrating those people who have put their lives on the line to allow us to be able to come out and celebrate with us, man. Like for me, I'm going to give the information to Nick. Hopefully he puts it on the video on VTT. If not, come check out my channel over at the Stone Vet USMC. I'll have all the contact information for Gunny, where to buy his book, where to get his shirts. I'll have all that information down below so you guys can get over there and order it. Help support my brother, dude. Help support this devil dog, especially on Marine Corps birthday. What better way to support him than to go and order this book, dude? And if you Amazon Prime, dude, you're going to get it in like 2 days, dude. Seriously. I just got mine. I just ordered it and I got it like in 2 days. Like, seriously. I'm about to indulge in this, especially since today's the Marine Corps birthday, dude. I'm going to be sitting back, drinking and reading. Like, hell yeah, let's get into some information here because there's going to be, that's just one of the great stories that he just told you about. There's hundreds. Looking at this, there's hundreds in here, dude. Hundreds of stories.
There's a pretty good story from you in there, too.
I did. I put my 2 cents in here from my story in Okinawa. If you guys been to Okinawa, you guys can see a little bit of what I had to deal with as a 18-year-old little kid, man. I was 18 at the time, dude, when I was in Okinawa, dude. You want to read a story about what I got to see in Okinawa? It's in the book, too. Everybody's got a little bit of piece in here, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on my beautiful birthday, dude. I'm spending my birthday with you guys. Now, like I said, pick up that phone and wish your devil dog a happy birthday, man. Remember, go over to Happy Place Hemp. Pick up your products, dude. Check out VTT, 25% off, man. Get you some of that CBD flower, dude. I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel wonderful. Check out some of them Delta 8 gummies and them regular CBD gummies as well. Like the wife told you, she liked them. She took them and she liked them. She said they were good gummies, dude. Help with the pain relief, man. Go over to Happy Place Hemp. Go check out. When you go to checkout, check out VTT, 25% off, man. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this hump day. Look at that, Born in a Bar, The Untold Stories of Uncle Sam's Misguided Children, dude. Go check out the book on Amazon. Order it. Get it to you. You're going to want this book, especially with the holidays coming up, dude. You know you're going to be going to a Thanksgiving dinner, and you'll be like, I don't want to talk to these guys. You pull out the book, and they'll be like, what's that book about? You don't want to know. It's not for you.
Yeah, probably. It would be some real interesting Thanksgiving stories.
Absolutely. It'd be some good Thanksgiving stories and even Christmas, dude. This will be good, man, especially for the holiday. Like I said, Thanksgiving's around the corner. You guys are going to be with family, and you're going to be like, I don't want to talk to you guys. Grab a book and a beer, dude. You're going to enjoy this, man. Gunny, I appreciate you hanging out with me, talking about your wonderful book here, Born in a Bar, The Untold Stories of Uncle Sam's Misguided Children. Get over there and order that, dude, with the beautiful blood stripe. History. You guys don't understand that history. I appreciate it, Gunny. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you hanging out with me, guys. I hope I can get you over that hump. The week's coming close to an end, man. Don't forget to check me out live this Thursday on Vet Radio Syndicate. I'll be talking more Marine Corps stuff, Marine Corps birthday stuff. And this Friday, I got Joe Lewis. He's running for Oklahoma State Representative, man. You don't want to miss that episode, man. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this hump day. Happy birthday, Devil Dogs.
Happy birthday.
honor and discipline, throw my guns like onyx. Dressed in camo with ammo for every situation I handle. They got us marching and stepping by my platoon, you get trampled. If it ain't raining, we ain't training. Nothing changed by complaining. I adapt and overcome. I make the best out of situations. I stay alert for my enemies trying to do me some harm. I fight for your freedom of speech and your right to bear